Oh, what's up, guys? Welcome to another week. Um, we got this week. We're gonna have a movie of the week. Movie of the week this week is gonna be Monster Squad. Great movie. I suggest you guys check it out. It's basically, the best way to describe it is Little Rascals meet the original Universal monsters. What could be better than that? It's really awesome. You got Frankenstein, Wolfman, Gillman, Dracula, the Mummy, all of them. It's really, really a good movie. Uh, Classic '80s movie. Um, So we got an A-Team movie. I watched the A-Team a couple nights ago, and it was a good movie. Good action movie, a lot of action. But as far as sticking to the A-Team, uh, yeah, as we all know, Quentin Rampage Jackson played BA. It was interesting to see Quentin do BA, but in my opinion, wasn't the right choice. I wouldn't have chosen. Um, he said he took Mr. T's signature phrase, "I pity the fool." He said it more than I think he should have. It was like every two lines was "fool," was "pity the fool." He had "pity" and "fool" tattooed on his knuckles. So there was no gold chain, no gold chains, no nothing, no jewelry. And for almost the whole movie, he didn't even have the mohawk. The first 10 minutes, there was mohawk, and then after that, it was it was like a mini afro to an edge, and then he didn't get the mohawk back for the end. Um, Lamb Nelson, I believe I'm saying his name right. The guy that played in Taken did okay for Hannibal. I thought it was pretty good. Murdoch's always been crazy, and the guy that did Murdoch in this one was pretty crazy. So all around, it was a good action movie. Um, Not really on the whole uh, 18 though. But it it was good. It was a really good movie, and somebody calling my house. But tonight I think we're gonna touch on the Arizona. No, it's my brother calling. But we're gonna touch on the whole uh, Arizona immigration. Um, I I'm a pro immigration, because I know how my ancestors got here. We snuck over here on a boat, so to do this immigration thing, which they're thinking about for carrying it over into Florida as well. I'm totally against it. I'm all for strengthening the borders and everything, but to arrest someone on pure assumption is wrong. It's got me pissed off. I think it's just another way to get some Spanish people out of the country, which I think is wrong. I think is wrong. Um, I think that immigration is something that makes this country work. We are a country that founded on immigrants. We're all immigrants. If you're not Native American, I hate to burst your bubble, but you are an immigrant. If you're white, you're an immigrant, and I'll be the first one to say that. And because I'm white, I can say it and I can get away with it. But and with this Arizona immigration, there's a movie coming out soon called Machete, and in it there's people in the uproar saying that, oh well, it'll be like that now when once they pass the immigration law in Arizona, things like this movie will happen in real life, and you'll have Mexicans coming over here causing trouble, killing people, and it's like it's a movie. It's a movie. I think you're reading a little too much into it. If something like that happens, something like that happens. But you can't do you can't do what they're wanting to do. Um, I'm completely against it. I don't know. But so just thought I'd touch on that for a minute. Um, see what else happened in the news? Oh, Casey Anthony's back in the news. She's back in the news for people watching that are here in Florida. She's back in the news, which thankfully is not every single damn day anymore. Because there for the longest fucking time, that's all you'd see on the news. You turn on the news, there is Casey Anthony, just piss you off. I followed it from start, to a point where I couldn't take it anymore. And the point where I reached I couldn't take it anymore at all was when what they reported on was Casey Anthony is running out of money, and the jail is going to not give her her bag, her bag of stuff that she gets every week. They weren't going to give it to her till her debt to the jail was paid, and that she was getting fat and her hair's longer. That was where I was the point where I said, okay, I've had enough and I can't deal with it anymore. So I stopped watching, and I just recently got back into watching it. And honestly, I say fuck it, I think that this bitch needs to go away for a long time. I don't care what goes on in her trial. I just want to see the conviction. That's all I care about seeing is a conviction. And until I can get a conviction, I don't care to see it. But and they were talking about should we the people pay for her team of lawyers because she's out of money? And I say no. I say no. I don't think we should have to pay for it. I think she should find a way to pay for it herself because it's her case, her trial. But I'm hoping for a guilty conviction. I'm hoping for a guilty conviction. I'm hoping this doesn't slip through the cracks of Florida's crackerjack justice system. And then we had the grandmother come in and say how that oh well, when she said what she said about the body, she wasn't sure. She didn't know. She wasn't sure if that's what it really was. And she didn't say that, and it's just a whole bunch of shit. And then I quit watching. I quit watching it. So. But if anybody else knows any more on that or anything, or you want to talk about that, just, leave a comment down in the rant. We'll discuss that further. Another thing in the news, as I was riding to work today, listening to the morning news on the radio, and apparently Hulk Hogan wants to take over Billy Mays' his spot. He wants to do spokesman work like Billy Mays. Why? I don't think Hulk Hogan is the pick, for doing something like that. I think Hogan's to stick to what he does best, wrestling, and leave OxyClean alone, because really that's a spit in the face of Billy Mays' legacy. I don't think Hogan would be a good pick. I would do my Hulk Hogan impression, but I got everybody else to sleep in the house, so I can't do it. Hey, if you have any your thoughts, feelings, concerns, anything on anything tonight that I brought up, we've talked about, that we've shared, leave it down in the rant. We'll bash it out if you want. I'm always open for an argument, always open for opposing views. If you feel different than I do, by all means, bring it on. We'll bash it out. But that's gonna do it for this Wednesday evening. And tune in Sunday. We'll have a new movie, new band, more news. Hopefully a movie review. We can do Predators. We'll Sunday have a movie review on Predators because I need to review that movie anyway. So check in Sunday. A whole bunch of new stuff. Good night, guys.